What's going on, good people? So we are here this morning. It is 8:29, roughly 8:30 a.m. on a Friday. And the new social media post does drop on Lewis Hamilton's page. But first, I want to say big shout out to everybody checking in. Debbie, Wildcat, Tori Tackling, Incredible Facts Quest, AD, Miss Dino, Racer X210, Sylvia Witt, Kelly, Dave's Quattro making a live. So yeah, we do got news that drops. I think it pretty much was what we talked about the first half of what we thought could probably be, just something in his life, something outside of the actual Formula One ecosystem, and it pretty much is. So on social media, it is about the Almave Homo. Now, I will tell you, somebody yesterday mentioned that as well in the live chat. And we talked about it being his business, something with liquor, something with clothes. And indeed, that's what it is. Now, unless something else comes out, it's about the liquor, okay? It is about the liquor. It is about the beverage. And I'm glad it is. I think many of you are glad it is. I think a lot of people, because we talked about it being something other than related to Formula One first. I think those were our highest ranked categories. Is it a child? Is it a relationship? Then is it business? Is it clothes? Is it fashion? Is it the liquor? Is it something that he's coming out with? Is it team ownership? Is it new teams coming in the league? And then we had our last and most lowest ranked topics were retirement, new race engineer, retirement. That was the furthest from our mind. Well, at least to majority of us. And the forefront was something else in his life of business endeavor. And that's exactly what it is. It is Lewis Hamilton introducing a new beverage that you can literally drink and enjoy without probably getting too drunk and getting a DUI. And I like that about Lewis because it matches up with his persona, right? I think had Lewis come out with an actual alcoholic beverage that would have been considered a hard liquor, already 6,000 views on that. It's already 6,000 views on it. I think had it been a hard liquor Lewis Hamilton came out with, it would have been outside his persona, right? And in that short amount of time, there's already 17,000 views on that. 17,000 views in a 2-minute already post with 244 comments. That's crazy traction for somebody who's going to be washed. That's crazy traction for somebody who a lot of people claim don't really care about. That's crazy traction for Jeremy Clarkson's whack ass to start talking about, and other people to start talking about. People don't really like Lewis Hamilton. They adore and love Max Verstappen. That's all hogwash. That's all hogwash. There's not a larger number of people that like Max Verstappen over Lewis Hamilton. That's just a lie. There's not a larger amount of people that favor Max Verstappen over Lewis Hamilton. There's not a larger amount of people in a business room, in a boardroom that are sitting around that have ideas and decision-making ability that can impact millions or billions of dollars that think Max Verstappen is more marketable over Lewis Hamilton. It's just not true. So there was and I'm going to tell you what pre-prompt this, right? Lewis making his statement of useless and then having an undisclosed mystery announcement today for Friday, it put a battery in the back of those people to try to get ahead of a take that wasn't going to happen. Nobody likes him. He's washed. He's going to retire. He should leave the sport. They all rushed like rats and roaches to crumbs on the floor. And what happened? They got sprayed with Clorox and bleach and Raid and to get the hell out of here. He's not retiring. He's not leaving. He indeed said he's here to win. And this right here is a little bit relieving to not only the haters, but to us that Formula One is not about to lose a large amount of their viewership, because that is exactly what would happen. I see we got Barack in the live chat, Eugene's in the live chat, and we got Racer X210 in the live chat, K5, indeed. And big shout out and congratulations to Incredible Facts Quest. Your prize will be going out today with my orders for today. He did claim his prize, so now we will have a new prize that you all are being entered in to win every time you do a super chat. Incredible Facts Quest already has his name in there like 3-4 times. And we'll be doing that and have another raffle off. But when you think about that number, right? When you think about Lewis Hamilton, Debbie in the super chat says, Sir Lewis Hamilton got everyone thinking, well done. He did. He did. He's marketable and he's smart and he knows. He knows he made a legit statement in real time. But he also knows and he also saw how many people were willing to throw dirt on him. And you know what it says in business, right? Bad publicity is still good publicity. And he just rolled that shit. He maximized off of that. He maximized off of the opportunity that people were going to be waiting, especially people that damn well think he ain't worth crap. And they were going to be waiting for him to drop, I'm retiring, so they could go ahead and talk a shit ton of crap. And he knew that this would be the case. And they were all waiting, hanging on his every word, and he dropped, go get liquored up without getting drunk. 40.2 million followers. 40.2 million followers. 40.2 million. All right. Hasn't won a driving championship since 2020 because he got robbed in 2021. The most recent champ of last year would be Max Verstappen. While people claim that Max Verstappen is marketable as hell, I would largely debate that that is not true. And if you go to Max Verstappen's page, which I don't follow Max, Tori Tackling in the super chat says the haters are punching the air. Yeah. The haters are punching the air like Ricky, like no. Like Trey was doing in Boys in the Hood, right? Get off me. They just punch in the air. They punch in the ceiling. They punch in the wall. They're mad right now. They're absolutely mad right now. They're pissed right now because they thought they were going to be able to laugh and talk all types of junk about Lewis Hamilton leaving the sport. They thought they probably had a watch party. They probably had a watch party this morning. But as you look at Max Verstappen, 15 million followers, 15 million. 15 million to 40.2 million? Come on, people. Numbers don't lie. Sometimes numbers might give you a skewed perspective, but they ain't lying. 40.2 to 15 million. He ain't even got half the followers Lewis Hamilton has. Jay, almost football season, horns down. Nah, bro. Hook him. We're playing for him, retire, let him keep punching the air like Trey in like Boys in the Hood. Right. Facts. You know, we gonna hook him, man. We hooking him. We got rid of yours, man. I'm so glad we got rid of his ass, man. We're gonna see what happens though. But yeah, this is Lewis Hamilton at his best. Marketability, smart, wit, very strategic. And this is what he does. And I'm glad he did it. And I'm glad that it's not the other news that we least expected or we least counted on it would be, because we had several other things that we thought it could be way before it was that. And it comes in at a nice second to business endeavors. So, yeah, glad he dropped it. Figured he was going to drop around 08, 09 in that time frame for the U.S. and also our UK family. And, yeah, that's it. It's time to roll. It's time to go into this season and see what else is going to happen. They're in the... Yo, man, listen, all these, man, we got, hey, man, hey, hook them. We hooking them. Last time I checked, that pugged ass, fat ass, can't run away, can't even jog 2 feet without having a heart attack dog wasn't doing much. I'm just saying, wasn't doing much. Put that dog in the ring, in a dirt ring with a longhorn, we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what, I'm telling you, it's crazy. Debbie says, no, hold full, Sir Lewis Hamilton not going anywhere. Facts. Definitely. You listen, in the amount of time that we've been on this live, right? In the amount of time we've been in this live, I'm going to show you how many more damn views that's gotten. How many more views that's gotten in the time that we've been on here. I'm going to tell you right now, Sir Lewis Hamilton, in the time we've been on here, in the short time that we already looked at that post, at this point in time, there are, this is crazy, 504,000 views. 504,000 views. He likely will have more views than Max Verstappen has followers on Instagram. 504,000. His post before this, 6.1 million. Half of what, I'm telling you, it's wild, crazy. It's crazy. Businessman like no other right now in the sport of Formula One, Lewis Hamilton is. Businessman like that's going to sell out. It's going to sell out. And I'm glad if it does sell out, whoever drinks it and doesn't drink another alcoholic beverage with it, behind it, mixed in it, will be able to drive home safely, aside from them probably not just being able to drive. So I will say that. But yeah, anyway, that's what it is, folks. That's what we got. We are definitely getting into this. Now, this does not escape us. Appreciate all the love in the live chat. Big shout out to everybody putting the hearts up in the live chat. I really do appreciate y'all. That doesn't let Ferrari off the hook, okay? Ferrari is still on the hook. Ferrari still owes a bill to performance. Do we understand that? Ferrari still are indebted to performance. They are already way behind what they had sold to us and probably Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. And it is already beyond the half of the season. Ferrari owe themselves a competitive back half, because I already told you, I think 2026 is going to be rough. Appreciate you, Mary Beanie, putting the honey buns up. Eugene says, you see his contract clauses. He was never retired. Yeah, and plus, Eugene, that's a very good point, right? And I don't want to say never, Eugene. I don't want to say never. I don't like to try to say never. I like to try to limit saying never as much as possible, because usually if you say never, most likely it happens at some point in time. But in perspective, you're correct. If you look at his contract, the way it's set up, there's really no reason for him to retire right now. And even if he did retire from driving, he's likely going to have duties in Ferrari somewhere else. So that is a good point there. But Ferrari need to get on board. They need to make something happen. We need to see something lively come of this car. I really, you know what? And people would be more correct if about Ferrari preparing for 2026 within the Formula One ecosystem if the regs weren't changing. But there's only so much preparation you could do with such a drastic change happening. So that's not the case. So whatever they got, there's time to make a decision. And I know you don't want to hear this, and I don't want to see this. We already saw with Team Williams, right? They decided we're going to cut what we're doing here and we're going to focus on next year. They already decided that. And I told you, if you're going to do that this early in the season, you better come out swinging with some profitability and performance the following season. But they're also in a spot where you could do that, right? Williams is performing glowingly in perspective to what they have the last few seasons. But let's keep it a buck. They're not a top 3 performing team. They can do that. Alpine suffering horribly in turmoil, changing more than just according to the regs next season. They're changing the way they function as an organization from works to team, from works to customer. Debbie in the super chat says, our GOAT is a legend inside and outside the F1 world. That's a fact. So they can take those type of chances. Ferrari happened to be in a very peculiar situation that they put themselves in, which kind of allows them to make this change without so much flack. And that is, they should have never changed that much of their platform in an era where the regulations were not changing. And then on the doorstep of the regulations changing so drastically, it's being noticed that it's one of the most drastic changes of Formula One history as far as regulation changes. So I'm kind of like, yo, either you're going all out to try to accomplish as much as you can this season, which is at best third in the drivers and second in constructors. Let's just keep that real, right? I think we all can agree the best that Ferrari can do right now is third in one of the drivers getting third and the team getting second. I think that's the best that they can do. All right. They're not going to get first in anything. Late, but thanks. He's still in it. Yeah, Almave. Yes, that is. Oh, hey, Lauren Brown in the chat. What's up, Lauren? Yo, we ain't seen Lauren in a minute. What's up? Shout out to Lauren Brown in the chat. But yeah, I think that's the best that they could do. So at this point in time, if you think to yourself, that's the best we're going to do, what should we just go ahead and focus on next year as much as we can on paper in the tunnel, CFD, throwing some parts on here or there that might make it into, it's kind of muddy for Ferrari. Ferrari made a huge error that puts them in a different, crazy, weird situation. They should have saved whatever they, all the changes they made to this car. They should have saved that. They should have, I don't hate to say this, it's just true. They should have took the Red Bull approach, right? They should have took the Red Bull approach. The Red Bull approach is, let's not change drastically the car, and let's just update our current platform with just maybe a 1.5 version of what it was, not 2.0. Let's not go as far as 2.0. Let's just make a 1.5 version. So let's make a SF 24.5. Let's make that. Let's make a 24.5, and through the season, some little updates here or there, and let's see where we stand, right? Because to be honest, they could have brought that package and still nothing would have happened later. They could have did less and not brought that package, not spent that enormous amount of funding and time into that, and been where they are right now. That's just what I think. I think they could have spent less and more going forward and been where they are. We got Debbie in the super chat, says they just need a bit of Sir Lewis Hamilton DNA in the 2026 car. Debbie, I'm going to go to say they need more than a bit. That car needs to be at least 45% Lewis Hamilton DNA, at least 45%. That's what I think. And so Ferrari do need to get on their boat for that. And Lewis needs to take this summer break, which is pretty much fall here in the United States. I was outside and the leaves were falling off the trees. I don't need the weather man to tell me. I use nature to tell me what time of season we're in, and we're literally on the doorstep of fall. Lewis Hamilton needs to take these 3 weeks. I said it before. I'm glad Almave dropped. I'm glad you got new product dropping that's going to make you millions of dollars. But I need you to get into the sim, or I need you to get locked in and mentally prepare yourself for the onslaught that's coming for the rest of the season, because it is coming. It is coming. This is his first racing event where he didn't place in the points. All right. He didn't place in the points. First racing event where that happened. And I would like to see him get back on board to getting in the points every race for the rest of the season. Okay. That's an accomplishment to me. I know you're probably saying that's a low goal for Sir Lewis Hamilton, but with where they are with the car and with the development, that's not a low goal. Because if Ferrari can keep doing that, Ferrari can have one of their drivers top 3. George Russell is on Max Verstappen's gearbox like nobody's business. He's got front nose damage. Charles Leclerc is not far behind, and Lewis Hamilton is not out of it. So Ferrari could legitimately get one of their drivers in the top 3. Legitimately. Mercedes for sure is right there to overcome the top 3. But yeah, that's the best they're going to do this season. So it's kind of one of those situations like, hey man, we just might need to go ahead and cut this shit out. Start focusing on next year, however we can, that makes the most sense and has the most strategic approach to planning and developing, and not go too crazy until we get everything where we understand this platform that we're going to be building, and just go from there. Because, everything is a large, detailed estimate at this point in time. They can't know for sure until they get something on track and start running it. So everything's a large, detailed estimate. So big shout out to everybody pulling up to the live stream. Lewis Hamilton drops his information, drops the announcement, and it is a branded non-alcoholic beverage. If you got it, access to it, go get it. Maybe I might go grab one, have it here on display. Maybe Lewis Hamilton grabs himself a podium, and maybe we all just take a shot of Amave. Maybe we take a shot of that. I don't know. I got to really look into seeing what all this shit's made of, because I got very drastic limitations to plenty. Just know that. All right, so I want blueberries. I can't even have blueberry damn French toast anymore. You know how much I love blueberry French toast? I love blueberry French toast because blueberry French toast loves me. We got Blue Aqua in the house, says, keep Lewis in prayers. Weirdos with money and power want him out of F1. I like that you use weirdos. And will do anything to make it happen. Lastly, Ohio, go Bucks. I ain't mad about them, man. I ain't mad about Ohio. And go Buccaneers. We up in here. Tampa. Hey, bro, I'm going Tampa, man. Bucky Irvin, Baker Mayfield, Mr. 10,000, Mike Evans. But yeah, for sure. All right, Chad. So we up out of here. Big shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all pulling up. We will be live again. Don't forget, we're going to be in the Wolves Den this weekend. So be there for that. I will post the information for that likely Saturday night because we'll be there maybe Sunday. Maybe even we go Saturday. We might even go Saturday. So if I post tonight, it's for Saturday. If I post tomorrow, it's for Sunday. All right. So we'll be doing that. And we are going to be getting ready for a grudge race. We got all that going to be popping and happening. So you all, I like that you use weirdos. That was good. That was a good punch. Like, yeah, you fucking weirdos. And with that being said, Wolfpack Performance is out. Drink water, stay healthy. Hey, and always try to be as positive as you can. Peace.